Good evening and welcome everyone. On behalf of Elevitta Mrs India World, I would like to thank all of you, the members of media, our partners and distinguished guests for being here today. We gathered here for the official Sashing Ceremony and press conference of Rinima Borah Agarwal, the reigning Elevitta Mrs India World 2025, as she officially embarks on her journey to represent India at the Mrs World competition to be held on 29th January in Las Vegas, USA. The Mrs World platform is the world's most prestigious pageant for married women, and India's legacy on this stage is one of pride and excellence. Under the leadership of Sargam Koushal, founder of Elevitta Mrs India World and Mrs World 2022 winner, the platform continues to stand for bringing excellence in the pageant industry by creating the most transparent pageant system in India and electing the meritorious winners. We are proud to share that Rinima's entire journey to Mrs World is fully sponsored by Elevitta Mrs India World. Rinima is an entrepreneur, change maker and the first ever Northeastern woman to be representing India at the Mrs World Pageant in the last 41 editions. Today marks the formal beginning of her international journey, and we are honored to share this moment with all of you. Now, may I please call upon Sargam Koushal, the founder of Elevitta Mrs India World and Mrs World 2022 on stage, please.
First of all, I would like to thank you all for coming here. We're really grateful that you could all take out time and you came here to grace this occasion. Coming to your question, I've told Rinima 100 times probably that when she was crowned, I cried like a million tears, not just because the pageant came to a very beautiful end, but also because I felt like I'm crowning my own daughter, even though she's a little older to me, but I felt like I'm crowning my own daughter, like my firstborn, and it felt so because we share a lot of things, we share a lot of qualities, that strong, independent woman, and I wanted to crown someone who maybe is not like me, but who is the essence of what it means to be Mrs World. And when I say what it means to be Mrs World, it means to have grace, to have humility, and to have that passion to do something, not just for yourself, but for the people around you. Because trust me, when you wear this crown, it becomes so much, the life becomes so much bigger than yourself. And that's what I saw in her, that she's already been doing all of that. And this crown was just probably an accessory to what she already had become. And now I'm absolutely proud to see her go all the way to Las Vegas and represent what I once represented. So it's a very, my life has come back full circle, and it makes me feel so humbled, so proud of her. All the best.
I'd like to add to a following question. You won Mrs World title after 21 years. You brought back the crown after 21 years. The first Indian queen we had was Aditi Govichakar, and then we had Sargam Koushal. I think Rinima is going after 3 years after you. What do you think is the best quality that she can embrace at the Mrs World stage, which can get the crown back?
Great question. I don't just see one quality in her, and I'll be very honest, this is not I'm not saying over the top. She actually has a lot of such qualities which I want to see in a lot of Indian women. One of them is authenticity, that I have truly been a champion for. That yes, authenticity is what a lot of women are missing these days. Maybe because they want to feel validated somehow, or they want to feel loved by people. And I like women who stand their ground and say no when they need to say no, and they say yes when they need to say yes. So that authenticity, when I see her, I've seen her with kids, I've seen her with older people, I've seen her with animals, and I see that warmth that she that she gives out, and that light that I see in her. That is what I feel a Mrs. World winner needs, and she always definitely has. And of course, great communication skills. I mean, you give Rinima a mic and then you can hear her speak for hours, and not like content which has no meaning. She speaks sense, and that's really what her whole profile, if you see on Instagram also, her whole profile is about. I see a very empowered woman in her, somebody who can inspire a lot of women, girls in India and across the world. So she's the best fit that India could have, and best winner that Elevitta Mrs India could have in the first season.
That's amazing. That's something really to take with you at the stage, Mrs. World stage. So Rinima, tell me, how has Elevitta Mrs India World supported and shaped your preparation for the Mrs World pageant?
First of all, tumba thanks everybody for coming here. So grateful to do this in my city. I wouldn't be here if Elevitta wasn't formed in the year of 2025. And the reason is because I stand up for authenticity, and I couldn't have been a part of an organization if it wasn't transparent or honest. And so far, I haven't been able to find any other organization as Elevitta Mrs India World, and I want to highlight that because I feel since Sargam has been through the drill herself, and for being the empath that she is, I think that helps her to set up the platform in the most, transparent and honest manner that she could. And the fact that I'm the very first Mrs. India to be fully sponsored to go to an international pageant has never happened in the country before. And I want women to hear me up. I knew that we heard things like the Mrs. category is not taken seriously. Well, we are taken seriously. You can look at 2 married women, 3 married women right here, right now. Each one of us are empowering in our own ways. And thank you, Sargam Koushal, for not just bringing the crown back to India after 21 years, but for allowing women like us to dream after you and empowering us. For that, my gratitude is endless.
So Rinima, having been exposed to the pageant industry over the years, how different has your experience been as the title holder of Elevitta Mrs India World?
When you win and no one questions you how you won, you know something good has happened. And that struck me on the day of my wedding night. And that happened because of the transparency that the organization has been able to maintain. And I appreciate and admire that kind of professionalism on the very first year of somebody. And that also speaks volume. I mean, the company might be new, but look at all of you. You all bring an experience, and that shows. And I think the whole merit-based scenario where marks card or scorecard was shared was the best part that Elevitta could do. And thank you, because when you know and you get constructive feedback, then you know that Elevitta means well, and you can't crown everyone. So thank you for making it easier for me for not being hated.
Now I would like the media to take over with the questions. Thank you.
Indian women are respected in the world as a traditional women. So Indian women deserve the respect all over the world. And one thing I want to tell you at this contest, being a senior journalist in Bangalore, of course, the woman's life, it blossoms only after the full circle, when she becomes a missus. When she becomes a missus and blessed with the kids, then the circle is completed. And second thing, the real blossoms, the woman's beauty. So I'm not talking about the external. The beauty is within. That's the confidence. The confidence has elevated you to this position. And Yeah. My question is that. My question is this for Sargam. Because you are already holding and enjoyed this position, and of course, and many times in your introduction they have told me that you have kept this pageant journey very transparent. So in what way it is transparent? Because see, there is a one adverb in the society that this kind of crowns are not won but they are bought.
Beautiful question.
Yeah. See how that you want to convince the society. It is not just the people who know it, they definitely support you. The people who have got a suspicious this one. So you please clear that point. The crowns are not bought but they are won.
Absolutely true, because I always believe that winners cannot be bought, they're always made. And I've never seen a winner of an actually good pageant. You look at them and you say, she didn't deserve it. I've never seen that. So as she also pointed out, and I also believe, that when we won, we had the support of people organically. We didn't have to pay people to come and, say good things about us. And when that happened, and when I won, the industry of Mrs. Pageant, especially in our country, was in a very, very bad phase. It was terrible. You drop a hat and you'll find 10 Mrs. Pageants in India. So there is some Mrs. India happening here, some Mrs. India happening there. And I thought all of them are doing one common thing, which is if you pay enough, you get a better position. If you pay enough, you go here. If you pay enough, you go there. If you don't have that much amount in your pocket, maybe you'll just make it to the top 30. And they always, it was always quantity over quality. And that is where me and Serena, who is no longer with us, we decided that we wanted to create a pageant exactly like how pageants should have been from the very beginning. If you see, we are millennial kids, and when we saw Sushmita Sen win, or when we saw Aishwarya Rai win, we looked at those score sheets right on the television. We used to know that yes, she scored this much, so she's going to place higher. And it was all very structured. That structure was getting lost. And we wanted to bring that structure back. So one was that I wanted the pain that I had felt, or the lack of resources somehow that I had felt, I didn't want my winner to feel that. I wanted that once my winner takes this crown and this sash, she should have that push, that love, that support from the organization, that she doesn't have to feel I had to pay to go here and I had to pay even after I won. Then what's the point of winning? I wanted to make her feel like a queen, and the queen that she truly is. And so this was the other reason, that once she goes back home, she doesn't feel like there is a hole in her pocket, right? So that was, and I want to make pageantry accessible to everyone, not just rich women. Women from all across India who desire to have that crown on their head, I think they deserve this crown too. So I wanted to make this crown accessible so that that crown could not just be a dream for them. Thank you. Speak a lot, sorry.
So questions are a lot, of course. Asking question is not important, producing result is very important. Absolutely. So the questions we just ask just because you can focus on that particular point and answer. Otherwise, what happens, the discussion gets diluted. So that's the reason we ask the questions. And after getting this quaint peasant crown, so how that Agarwal's profile is going to be, and how it is going to attract the world, and what are the endorsements that you are going to get?
Is that for me?
Agarwal, you answer that, no?
Okay, great. All right, so keep this short and sweet since you like it that way. A crowd can take you only to a certain point, right? It entirely also depends. You have to meet halfway. For example, if Sargam has given me a crown and given me a stage, I have to do my bit to make sure that I continue that kind of a legacy or sustain it. So I will not be fully dependent on the organization for endorsements because it is also my responsibility to do so. But we will work together. And as far as how the world is going to get attracted to us, you know, the best way is to show up, however you are. Some days I look great like I do today. Tomorrow I'm on a 27-hour flight, so I will look absolutely not like this, but I will still show up. And I think that's how you kind of attract how many ever you can attract towards your goal or your purpose.
And every woman who is featuring herself on the global platform will choose to canvass or to choose to promote a social cause. So what is the social cause that you are going to promote or support or something?
You know, I come from a very small village from Assam, which is in the northeast of India. We are pretty marginalized and ignored by the rest of the country. We don't get the importance that Karnataka gets, unfortunately. So I grew up in very basic and humble beginnings, went to basic schools, fought very hard to where I am today. But I don't want kids who are back in my village today to go through that. You know, so my purpose for the last 3.5 years has been to improve the quality of rural education in my village, and then hopefully in all villages in India, and then hopefully in all other parts in the world. That's one of my purpose. I want to do something for rural education. I have one more. I have been in abusive relationships for over 15 years of my life, so I'm very concerned about dismantling rape culture in India. When I say rape culture, I don't just mean rape, I mean domestic abuse, I mean acid attacks, I mean rape threats, anything that falls under that ecosystem. You know, that's something that I really want to change, not by talking, not by workshops, but by policy changes, and I'm serious about it.
So it's one very common question is asked. So who inspired you? This is a very common question is asked in the pageants, and who inspired you? Instead, I want to break this system.
Right.
Whom you want to impress?
Only one person, God. You know, this answer would have been different if you asked me maybe even last year. You know, there were times I wanted to impress my husband. There have been times I wanted to impress boys when I was young. I don't want to lie, but I'm 37 years old. You know, I realized that if you keep impressing the world, you're going to get nowhere. So I stopped doing that. Today, I am just devoted to my purpose. I'm devoted to looking however I want to look. And I make sure I don't hurt any human being or animal in the process. So I think God, I'm taken care of by that one person above. He's the only one I impress.
In this world of patriarchy, what roles have your spouses played in reaching what you want to reach?
Oh, what a beautiful question. Mine is here, somewhere in the corner. You know, that's a great question, because Indian men has also been a victim of patriarchy. It's not just Indian women, we are born into it. So I know that my husband had to do a lot of unlearning, because he was taught a few things when he was raised, like women who wear short clothes might not be a good woman. And I wear bikinis on a beach, so you know. I think my husband had to observe and do a lot of unlearning. I call him a reformed man. And I think these are the future of our country, because men don't learn by being shamed, they learn from seeing another man do it first. So I feel if our husbands support us the way they are publicly, more and more husbands will at least want to be reformed and wish their wives. So I'm grateful. The man has been there through thick and thin, and I couldn't be more grateful that he's letting me shine and has no problem with me being the star in his life.
Our husbands have been the wind under our wings. My husband is a naval officer. He's serving in Karwar right now. And as a Fauji's wife, you know, we are always told we are always a step back. They are always the hero, the soldier, the knight in shining armor. And we are always the wife, or so to say, a trophy wife. Okay, but when I discussed with her that I want to participate in this pageant, his only concern was, how many days are you going to stay away from me? Just let me know that. And then after that, that man has stood by me through thick and thin. And then when we brought this franchise back to India, to Elevitta Mrs India World, again, this man, I mean, she has seen it when we were conducting the pageant. My husband was running everywhere, like he was managing production. I didn't ask him to. He took a holiday, like a vacation from work, and he was running here and there everywhere. And this is a very small example that I'm giving you. He has spent sleepless nights, he has learned how to cook, he has learned how to do laundry, and these are the things that, you know, men are not taught. And probably wives like us are that change, that we are making our men learn how to be more in touch with their feminine side. And today, I'm so proud to say that, you know, he called me up today and he said, is everything going okay? Do you need anything? And I said, do I ever ask you what you are doing in your office? I don't. So just let me be, just wish me all the best. And I'm really happy that, you know, he's by my side. I wish more husbands are like him. I wish more husbands are like Gautam. They've been a true blessing to us.
There's a saying that beauty is only skin deep. Do you negate it or do you support it?
I support it. Because it truly is. You know, it's laughable when someone really kind of takes pride in exterior beauty, knowing that it's fleeting. Like, you're not going to look the same the very next day. So I don't understand the audacity of taking beauty for granted, especially exterior one, you know what I mean? But, you know, think about it. Intelligence is what's deep, right? How can beauty be skin deep? Beauty changes nothing. It turns heads. That's it. It doesn't keep those heads turned. It doesn't keep door open for you. So, you know, as a girl who was born in a village by a very simple family, they always focused on sharpening like my mind and my intellect and my character. Beauty came when I came to Bangalore. You know, when I saw people dressing up. So I'm all about intelligence being skin deep more than beauty. So that's that.
But it's not just about pretty clothes, right? We are humans after all, and we do look like a wreck sometimes. I mean, our husbands should be talking to you right now. They know better how we look at home. But apart from that, I think when you go outside, when you meet people, when you talk to them, when you interact, beauty is the second most important thing. I think your personality is what speaks. But it's always better to look good while, you know, while being a nice human being as well. So why not? Yeah.
In such global level participation and all, the marketing plays the very vital role, what I've heard. So marketing plays the very vital role, because sometimes what doing a lack of marketing and lack of convincing and all, sometimes you miss that. The many instances have happened and you are read in the paper also. So what kind of marketing that you are planning, and are you taking the help of social media? Because it's a digital transformation. Now people understand what exactly you want to say through social media. And now the AI has come. So how you are going to make the leverage of AI in achieving your goals and giving the feedbacks and getting the feedbacks from the society and all. How you are mentally prepared to face this, because it's a very big event actually.
Absolutely true. Let me tell you, sir, if we talk about the global pageant, because there are more than 45 countries participating. When I participated, there were like more than 58 countries that participated. India has always stood out in terms of how well equipped we are in terms of social media, our digital marketing, the way we market our winner. That is above the level that other countries do. And I'm so proud that she already has a very good social media following going on for her, and whatever we can help, like through this platform, through a press meet like this, and of course when she comes back there's a lot more waiting for her. And as far as AI is concerned, of course we are using that to our best benefits. We have our coursework, so we definitely have a coursework for two months, a workshop for 2 months before participating, before competing in the national pageant. So when she won Elevitta Mrs India World, before that, 2 months before that, they had an intensive training. So during that training, So during that training, different mentors teach them about communications, ramp walk and all of that. We are adding AI into that particular field so that it becomes more accessible, not just to pageant contestants but also to pageant aspirants. So this is something that I'm actually working on with one of my tech friends, and I hope we do more work on that. Now that Rinima is part of our Elevitta family, I want her to give this answer because she has seen us through this 1 year, and of course she's going to be seeing a lot more of us. I hope she sees more of Mrs. World though, but I want you to answer that. What has happened throughout this one last year? What have you learned, and how do you see Elevitta in the next 5 years?
I think in the next 5 years, it's going to be evident that it's one of the only pageants in India for Mrs. that doesn't sell crowns. I think that is very important because right now that's the problem that we face. You know, a lot of women today, women who deserve to be in platforms like this can't make it because of the challenges that they face financially. And I think Elevitta stands for that. And in 5 years, I think it will be one of the only merit-based organization that does not sell crowns. You will only earn it. And one that churns out the most inspiring women from all across India, not just from tier 1 cities, from tier 2, tier 3. We are looking for women who are inspiring through their life journey. So that's what I think Elevitta is going to be for India.
Like, they brought a woman like me. I had never ever in my life stepped out of Jammu and Kashmir. I'm from Jammu and Kashmir, and I had never stepped out of my city until I got married. And I think my marriage gave me wings, and this pageant, Mrs. India and Mrs. World, gave me that push into this beautiful space, and now I want to see the same for the women around me. Yes, I want them to see that yes, women from smaller towns like us, we have a lot of potential and we deserve all the things that these big city girls do, and they deserve. So I really hope, you know, a lot more parents, a lot more husbands, a lot more mother-in-laws and mothers support us in this dream, because it's a beautiful dream and it is an even more beautiful reality.